Good afternoon, everyone. So we have enough strength to to get started the thing. So guys, a bit quite a bit change. Why I have taken a bit late your class, because I have been working on some slides for you, because it's a quite different from the one I have taken so far. So actually, I just wanted to lay down some sort of a knee, you can say, like, or maybe I'm trying to build some sort of a foundation for you everyone into the domain called as data science. So I know it is quite a bit different from the one which you have learned so far, but yeah, because it is also important for you all to know about data science. Okay, because you all are a computer science student, so I thought like I'll cover at least one class on this, because I just wanted to give overview on data science, because I don't know when you will get to know about entire thing and in Python. But yeah, somehow I just wanted to give you one sort of introduction or basic thing in which you will get more clarity why we are keep on asking you to learn Python. Okay, where exactly it is being used, what exactly Python you can say is being applied, and why we need Python to be in expertise. Okay, so that kind of activity I'm gonna do. So I'm not going to cover entire thing. Just I wanted to give some shade on this, so that you will get much more clarity why we need this kind of stuff in your class. So though it's a pretty broad area, okay, if I would like to cover entire thing, then it would take me some more time, or maybe you can say like it's another set of class which will require from my end. But yeah, truly speaking, you will have a lot of fun if I will teach you this entire data science. But there is no course which are available for you all, so that is why I'm just trying to bring something on that, and then we will cover some exercise. So first of all, let me just share my screen, which I have built for you all. I just wanted to give you some experience, or trying to give defining data science, what exactly the data science, what exactly the data scientist toolbox are available, data science libraries which are useful for you, are data type and functions which you have already learned, and data manipulation and engineering which you are gonna learn, basic statistic and EDA, which is nothing but the exploratory data analysis, then introduction to machine learning. I'm not gonna talk about much, but yeah, at least you should know where we can apply the one which you have learned so far. So you got already so much thing on Python. Just I need to cover few more things in advanced function, along with I wanted to cover function, maybe you can say like a date and time perspective in a Python. And then with that we can close, maybe you can say like another 5 to 6 classes are pending with me. Okay, and then I may cover at least one case study based on your request. So I'm not gonna cover any case study until unless I'll get some request from everyone. Okay, so if you guys will request your HOD sir, or maybe your principal sir, to get some more classes, then only I will take different classes, otherwise I'm not gonna take. Okay, apart from there, you can see like, just I wanted to give a glimpse about how exactly manual people are went to the business intelligence, and then they went to the AI. Okay, so basically I'm gonna cover journey to manual, from manual to BI, BI to AI. Okay, so everything starts with the decision making and business strategy, and journey when there were before digitization, there were nothing. People used to look into the logs, or maybe just they used to keep files, maintaining some sort of ledgers, which you can say like people used to analyze that. Then there must be a lot of documents which people need to look into it. And then after that, when post digital adoption has happened, then people have come up with business intelligence report, Okay. And then when business intelligence reports has happened, after that, in our era, we can say like from 2000, or maybe you can say after 1998 or 95 onwards, that comes in our era, where we will get artificial intelligence as well as BI. Basically the different version of BI is now, we can say, like post internet explosion actually. Now, historical, I have here mentioned like business strategies, decisions were backed by intuition, experience, heuristic. Research was very much limited. As time evolved, digital adoption was in place and data was readily available, and naturally, a new BI field called BI was born. Okay. So that is what you can say, like if you want me to explain about what is the year, you can say like, or in which bucket which year will come. So I must say, before digitization, this is nothing but it's a before 1980s. Okay. Post digital adoption is nothing but when you come into 1980s. After 1980s, you can say like till 1992. Okay. And then post internet explosion, it comes after 1990, you can say, or maybe 1991 or 92, or basically few people used to say like when www came across, which is nothing but 95. Then onwards, artificial intelligence came into the picture. Okay. Though the artificial intelligence came into the picture at in the sun 1950 around, but due to the lack of things, or maybe people are not getting that much exposure, that they were it is into the shadow of someone, or maybe you can select shadow of lot many things. Okay. Now, when I say defining data science, then here I'm going to define data science can be defined as the art and science of making data driven decisions. Guys, look here, I'm telling you the art and science of making data driven decisions. And the field is interdisciplinary, and it requires a combination of a skill set that has never been leveraged earlier together. So now if you will quickly look into the my graph, or maybe you can say like my diagram, where I have mentioned you have to have expertise on a math as well as on a business, and then you have to have knowledge on technology. When I say knowledge on technology, that means you must have some knowledge on some programming skills. So maybe programming skills can be Python, can be on a Scala, can be Java. But truly speaking, most of the data scientist people knows Python. So that is why you need to understand what is the importance of Python in front of you. Why you guys are not taking it seriously? Truly speaking, yesterday I got very less responses, so that is why I felt very bad about myself. Like people are still struggling with the introduction, or they are not able to understand what is the importance of this subject. So that is why I intended myself to bring you out about this particular topic, so that you guys can get more clarity, or maybe you can get some sort of a vision where exactly you need to apply in future. So that is why what all things which you need to properly look. So somehow math, where you have to work on a statistics, some sort of linear algebra, maybe probability. So maybe if you are pretty much good on a statistic or probability, then you are capable enough to work on this kind of stuff. And then you must have to have knowledge on business. So when I talk about business, where exactly what you need to know is you have to have some sort of knowledge on domain, basically. So when I talk about domain knowledge, somewhere, suppose you are working on some financial stuff, then you must have some background on financial. Or maybe if you are working on insurance field, then you must have some knowledge on insurance, like how much insurance cover is there, what exactly the percentage you guys are paying for it, or maybe recovering, what is the return rate of it, something like that. At least you should have a background of entire business, or maybe you can select entire domain, the domain in which you are working on. And last but not least, we can say technology. I have already said like it's a programming where you may learn Python and maybe C++, but for data science and all, people need to learn Python actually. So maybe if you are very good in our language, then Python is nowhere else, you can say, like means like I can't make a difference between these two languages, but you have to have some hands-on knowledge on these two programming language, because these are the one we are currently looking into it and we are also working. So even if you will ask me, sir, can you teach us our language, then I must say I can teach you, because I know the R language as well. Okay, so that is where you need to understand what all things need to, need to have in our hand or maybe in our mind, which will make us into that data field. Okay, and here I have clearly mentioned the modern definition of a data science and add several more skills to equation, thus making it truly interdisciplinary design thinking and behavioral scene. Okay, now after that, if you will look into this, my basically I don't know what to say, but this is something I have bring it to everyone. You have to knowledge on substantive expertise, where actually I have already told you, this is nothing but your what domain knowledge actually. So you have a capability to ask, quickly ask some questions, get some questions, make some actionable item on the questions or the answers which you have received so far, understand properly your customers, define different metrics that which matters to you. Now you have to translate your non-technical audience also. And then you, if you have coding skills or maybe hacking skills, then what you are trying to do is you have to have constraint, basically get the right data. Maybe coding skills requires you, and to get exactly, you need to get some expertise on a data preparation part, data governance, SQL. So that is why you need to understand what type of data you are getting, data is in proper shape or data is in a bad shape. If it is in a bad shape, you have to convert into a proper shape, and then only you have to start working on it. And then we have another thing which is nothing but the statistic and math, we can say. You need to quite familiar with statistical package, and then you have to have some knowledge on model fitting, which maybe I don't know in which semester you are gonna get that. But yeah, if you will ask me, I will definitely tell you, because I am into the core of this entire thing. Okay, now predictive analytics, where exactly you will build some model on predictive basis, and then only scripting languages. So these are all things you can say, and we need when we wanted to work on a data science, as in data science or maybe into the field of data. So now if you will see closely, the intersection of something which is nothing but the domain and coding skills, we call it as a people engineer, data engineer. Now when we someone is having domain expertise and having good knowledge on statistics, they we used to call them as an traditional research people. Okay, when someone is very good in coding as well as in a statistic, then we generally call it as them machine learning engineer. Okay, and if somebody is would be having entire thing, who can do everything, means they have coding skills, they have statistic knowledge, they have marketing or maybe domain is knowledge of much, then they call it as a data science people. So now you would be able to correlate yourself where exactly you guys are lie, and why you need to have a good knowledge on Python. If I will closely look into this, basically in the field of data science, then you can see like artificial is nothing but a big umbrella. Inside that umbrella we have machine learning, which is nothing but the another branch which we can say. Inside that we have deep learning. So maybe it's an entire it's a kind of a different space where exactly you need to look into that. Here we do not have data wrangling. We need to do data wrangling, data plumbing, data visualization, data engineering as well. So this is where the area, or maybe you can say crux part of entire data science. This is the crux part of data engineering as well. So guys, I don't know, means like whether you will get, still you guys will think about only Python perspective. I don't know why you guys are not that much serious when I talk about Python. That is why I took one day, which I will make you to understand what is the value of that codes and where exactly it is being applicable. Okay, so now uh, I don't want to talk about in theoretically aspects. And now if you will look here, how data, data science, AI and ML are quite correlated, or maybe you can dependent on each other. So Here I have quickly defined as, artificial intelligence is nothing but the branch of a computer science which deals with providing intelligence to the machine artificially. Hence the name. They could be simple, call it as a rule based system, or maybe you can say it as, knowledge driven databases. Now machine learning field, when I say talk about that, it's a kind of subfield within the AI which deals with making machines intelligent without explicit programming. It is in fact most successful branch of AI. So that is why we people are working on this. Deep learning, maybe you will cover later on when you will talk, when you will be able to do something on a machine learning, then only you can go on deep learning, where it is also kind of subfield of machine learning which deals with making machine intelligent and are concerned with the algorithm, which is nothing but inspired by the structure and the function of a brain, which is called as artificial neural network. Okay. Now apart from that, we have, in which we are working on, which is nothing but the data science. It deals with the entire journey of extracting, cleansing, transforming, visualizing, and mining and developing AI ML product from the data. Okay, guys, do you get my point or not? So far, any doubt, any questions? Okay, so I'm here to tell you about even in future what you wanted to take, what subject would you like to take, or maybe in which field, which domain you wanted to get your job. So if you want, I can quickly tell you right away. Otherwise, maybe I can move on. So if somebody is having any doubt, please do let me know so that we can, take it up and then we can talk about that. Okay. Now we will go into the data scientist toolbox. Now here, if you will look into the my diagram, I have clearly mentioned this is nothing but the Python. This Python is one of the most extensive, you can say, like programming language which is being used by the data science people. And here parallelly I have mentioned R, and the rest of the tools are nothing but, when you get some industry, when you will go into some industry, then only you would be able to learn that. And SAS and SPSS, you can see here I have clearly mentioned, which is nothing but the statistical tool for analysis. And here Excel, if you are pretty much good on Excel, then you can do anything, in data science field basically. So Julia is also one of the part of that. Now apart from that, what is the difference between the data scientist and the analyst? So you can see here, the person who knows business administration as well as he is pretty much good on a EDA part, basically exploratory data analysis, that those people we call it as an analyst. And when somebody is having the knowledge on EDA along with, machine learning and advanced algorithm, along with, data product engineering part, then we call those people as a data scientist. Okay. So now basically you would need to know about where exactly, what exactly you want actually. Okay. Now apart from that, if I would like to ask you few things, anybody knows about what exactly, in which year this particular language has came up? Okay, in the beginning I have covered that part also, but still let me make you clarity somewhat. So Python got a lot of traction with the launch of pandas and scipy and scikit. So it is nothing but, highly popular open source and general purpose programming language, and it has extensive product support. And truly speaking, this Python has been, one of the preferred choice for deep learning engineer. And maybe in coming up, or maybe in another 5 to 5 years, maybe it will soon overtake R as a preferred language for a data scientist, because, R is also being used by the data scientist people. Now popular package, I must say, like it has pandas, numpy, matplotlib, scipy, stats model, and all. So guys, you can see here I have clearly mentioned the popular packages. I am not gonna cover in this, maybe um, in this session, or maybe you can in coming up session, because, that is not on your course. But maybe if you guys really wanted to, know about these kind of packages, then I will, definitely cover that. Apart from that, if you will see, like in 1995 we have got numerical Python ads, a fast, a compact multi-dimensional array language facility, which is nothing but the numeric one. Now you can see here I have mentioned something called as numeric, which is being covered here as a part of what, which is when Python has been launched, they have come up with the numeric, where they generally used to deal with multi-dimensional array. Okay, then in 2001 they have come up with scipy. You don't need to know on right now, but yeah, in 2003 they have come up with matplotlib, then numpy, which is nothing but the successor of a numeric, which came across 95, and then numpy, which is coming up in 2006. Then in 2009 they are coming up with pandas. Okay, so now guys, that is what I wanted to cover you for everyone. So at least you should get to know why we are we need to learn Python. Okay, because as I have seen, like, you guys are not taking it seriously, my classes. I don't know somehow why. And if you are very good in this, definitely you will get a job in a within a year, or maybe within a month, you can say, like, if at all you are very good in this. Okay, and people who are keep on asking for internship, they will get internship, and they will get in this only domain. Okay, now guys, let me just quickly move on to my Jupyter notebook. So let me see, where is my Jupyter notebook. And then we can start something called as maybe I will cover some sorting technique. Okay, maybe one sorting technique I have covered last time, but I don't know how many of you have done the correct part or not. That I need to look into it. Okay, so let me share with you all my Jupyter notebook, and then we can start working on it. So guys, I hope you guys have remembered merge short. I don't know how many of you remember or not, but yeah, I have already covered this merge shot, but somehow no one coming up, no one has asked me any question on the merge shot which I have covered so far. Because I have talked about in merge shot, I have talked about something which you really don't able to recognize that. So I don't know how many of you are figuring out that, or maybe they are still want me to work on it, and but somehow, anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Just quickly look into the merge sorted. So I am gonna write something in front of you all, so that you would do something by your own, at least. Now suppose you have something called as a num list, number of list which contains some number. Maybe number, you can say, like 35, 25, 14, or maybe. Okay, so let's say we have this list. I wanted to sort using a merge sort. Now what I'm trying to do is here, first of all I need to make, what, make I need to make some function. So maybe I would like to make some function which is nothing but, I need to call some function which is nothing but the merge sort, we can say. Like, let's say a merge sort, and then I am gonna pass here my list. So my list is nothing but the num list which I wanted to pass here. Here I have written like this. Now when you call it, let's say you have called that, somewhere you have to define that. So now where exactly you have to define, so you need to think about where exactly we wanted to define. So let me write how to define function. So you have to write just def, and then you have to write the same name which you have used so far. Okay, so now you have called merge sort. So I'm gonna copy that name, same name I'm gonna write here. And then I need to pass again num list, which I have tried to use in the beginning. Now this function, let me just first of all, what you need to do, you have to split your entire list. So I'm gonna print here, and I'm gonna write try splitting. Now once you do that, you have to just call it like, first of all, you just find the length of my list. Okay, so you try to find out length. So let me just try to find out my length. Now I have got my length of that. Now when I got a length, I need to understand whether it is greater than is equal to 1 or not. First of all, I need to check whether it is greater than 1 or not. If it is greater than, means there are multiple items. Let's say we have multiple items. Now what I'm trying to do is I need to find mid of that, because merge what it does, I don't know, you guys are forgetting everything. Merge I have already discussed that. Now I just wanted to find out mid value. So I'm gonna write here mid val, which is nothing but the list oh sorry, my bad, the length of my num list num list and divided by 2. Now definitely if I will I will do this, then I will get my mid value. But what is my left half, what is my in my left hand? So I'm gonna type right here left is equal to, so guys, anybody can give any sort of suggestion on this. So what would be my in my left side? So guys, I have already, when I was explaining you, I have told you everything from the middle on the left side will be yours. So I'm gonna write here midwell, and everything I kept as whatever comes after the mid value, before the mid value, that is my left. In similar fashion, I'm gonna write like my, here I need to write right. Here I'm gonna write right, and then instead of here, I need to make it here. Now my right side value, basically from the mid. Okay, now here you have something, call it as merge. Okay, or maybe, so I don't know how many of you know about this. I'm again keep on splitting. So what I'm gonna talk, what I'm gonna write here, so merge sort. So merge sort on which, so left as well as my right. And then here I'm gonna write right. Now after this, now I need to check all the values, and maybe I need to iterate over what all values are present on a list. So how I'm going to do that? So first of all, you need to declare some variable, which is nothing but I is equal to, let's say, 0, and then you can talk about j, there is another variable, and then you can say like k, which is another variable, and then you start iterating over it. So how are you going to iterate that? And you have to write something called as while loop here to iterate over it. Now you have written some sort of while loop, and then you are trying to iterate over length of my left half. Okay, so I'm gonna write here I, which is nothing, less than with length of my what? Length of my left hand side, whatever pending is in my list. So in left side, suppose you have got some items. Maybe you can say like by example 25, 14, and 34 and 77. Let's say my mid item is 77, and rest of the list my contains 25, 14, and 34. Then what exactly in your left hand side of list? So you may contain 25, 14, and 35. Okay, so on the left side you are gonna iterate that, and then I also wanted to iterate over my another pointer, which is nothing but the j, over the length of my right hand side. Okay, so if we will discuss that, let me write here right half. Okay, and then I wanted to iterate over it, and then I'm gonna check what each value on my left side is greater than with my left side or not. So let me write it way. So I'm gonna write here if part, if left hand side is having some value, let's say my I value. Okay, on my ith location I do have that is my zeroth location. This value is less than, or you can say that I'm just gonna compare here with my right hand side some point, some other pointer. Let's say I'm taking it as j pointer. Now if this is fine, then what will you take on your list? If this is less than that, then you in your list you have to keep left eye, because your left eye is smaller. So here what I'm trying to do is, let me see here if I can make it out. My list, which is nothing but num list, here I'm gonna talk num list, and here I will create another pointer. I will take another pointer which is nothing but the k, and that is gonna fill with what? Filled with the left value. So this is nothing but I have taken another point, you can say like variable, which is start moving on my new list, you can say. So now here I'm gonna write like this, and my left part of my I has to be placed into the num list of a k. Okay, that is fine. Now here once I have filled my I part, or maybe you can say like in left I variable, my I counter has to be getting increased. So let me just write it away like this. Okay, now in else part, what else I can check? So if part you have already done that, my else part would be what? So my instead of my left side, my right side list is smaller than the my left side. So at that point of time, my num list k will get what? Right half. So instead of this, let me copy this entire you know equation, and I'm gonna write here like this. In my num list, I just wanted to keep right, and then I'm gonna here write j. Are we clear on this so far, guys? If still you have any doubt, I'm missing here something, so somebody can speak what exactly I'm missing here. Guys, I need acknowledgement from you all, because it's been half an hour or more. I haven't got any acknowledgement from you all. Guys, I need proper acknowledgement from anyone. Somebody can acknowledge me, please. You guys are getting my point or not? Okay, somebody has said indentation issue. No, that is a perfectly wrong. What else? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Guys, you can see here I have kept the left of I, then I have incremented I is equal to I plus 1. When I kept right of j, that means I need to increment j is equal to j plus 1. Are you getting my point? Now, this loop has covered you whether you are getting the value or not. Now, after that, again, I need to write one more part, or basically you can say like one more loop, to write something called as while loop, which will I'm gonna write here for, suppose you got everything. Let's say means in your one list, or maybe on your left side, you have four items. On your right hand side, you have six, seven items. Let's say now in four you will compare left hand side list item four. You will compare the right hand side list item of a four. Let's say now, after that, you don't need to look into the left hand side, because you are just pending with what? You are just pending with the element which are present on the right side. Okay. That means whatever left over, you need to just keep inserting into your new list. So that is why we need to check whether you are getting, you left with something on a left side, or you left with something with, on a right side. So whatever item, whatever value, or maybe you can say like value you have left somewhere, maybe not on a left or maybe on a right, then you have to tackle that. So how exactly you can tackle that? Let's say I'm gonna tackle on the left side. So here my I is gonna less than, let's say my I is gonna less than length of my left, basically you can say. Now in left hand side I have something, and my I, maybe I have increased, maybe my I is nothing but the 4. So that means my left hand side, what happens on my left hand side? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Guys, you have also learned data structure. I don't know what type of data structure you have learned if you are not able to do the sorting. Okay, no, not here. Somebody has pinged me with something. Okay, no one is trying to tell anything. Guys, if I is still less than left, okay, that means what? Something is left on it. That means if I'm gonna write here, if I is less than my left, then what I'm trying to do is whatever my list is there. So I have created num list. Sorry, my bad. So num list here, let's say k is gonna filled with what? Is gonna filled with what? Anyone? Left I. Okay, because you know in your right hand side you got nothing. When I is less than your length, that means you have still something on your hand, means you have something on your list still. That means there are only four items. Let's say there are only four items present on a right hand side, and there is six items present on my left hand side in my list. Okay, then 4 is my, 6 is my what? Length of my list which are present on my left hand side. That means my eye is still on 4. That means 4 is less than the length of my left hand side list, which is nothing but the 6. So when 4 is less than 6, what I wanted to do, I don't want to compare rest of the element. Means here two elements are still pending. I don't want to do anything. Now what I wanted to do, whatever present on my right hand side, I just need to add on a num list. Okay, the new list you can say. And here I will do what? I need to increment I, which is nothing but the I is equal to I plus 1, along with what? Anyone? Along with k is equal to k plus 1. Getting my point? No. Okay, if you are not getting, I can't do anything right now, because this is pretty much simple. Okay, now here I have already compared what I, because I is a pointer which was pointing on my left hand side list. Now another pointer which I have used for right hand side, I'm gonna write here j is less than length of what? Right. Okay. And then if I will get that, then what I'm trying to do, same thing, instead of my left, I'm gonna put right. So here I'm gonna write like this, right, and then here instead of I need to write it here j, and here instead of I wanted to increment on a j, and then I need to increment on a k plus 1 because that has to happen. Okay. Now after that, what else? After that you got something on your hand, so here I'm gonna write print your list. Okay, so we can write it here, after merge your list is something called as what? Anyone? Nope. No, guys, you have to just pass your list, that's it. Okay, getting my point? Now so here I'm gonna write here print before, let's say here, before merge, before merge. Okay, and I'm gonna pass here num list. Okay, this we will get on our hand. Now here after merge sort, whatever I get here, let's say I wanted to print here, I don't want to, anyway I have already written print statement, then why do we need to write again? Now guys, we can start and we can run this. Okay, now after every split I used to get this, so I don't want to do that. So because you are always comes out and you are trying to print here, so I'm not gonna print here anything. So instead of that print, I'm just gonna write here some print which I will get the list after this here. So let me write this. Somewhere also I have kept some pointer or maybe printer. Okay, sorry, my bad. Here I don't need to write. Yep. Now you can see here how we have merged that. Now after merge, you can see like we are getting some error. Why we are getting? Anyone? Guys, anybody can just have a look what exactly the issue we have created. Anyone? Anyone? Any guesses? Guys, you have forgotten here you were adding I or J, but you have not incremented K. So that is why I keep on checking you. That is why I said that is my fashion, or maybe you can say like it's my way to check everyone. Now you can see here I am getting 14, 21, 25, 34, 31 and 77. Now you are getting everything after the merge. Okay, that has happened. Now if you wanted to print the try splitting everything on a num list, then you can see here I'm gonna write like this, and I can see where exactly my splitting has happened. Now I'm gonna write here before merge my value is this one. Now I wanted to split here from this, then what I got in my left hand side, I got in my left this values, what I got in my left again. So once you got this, which is nothing but on my left, then again you got 25 14 because that is another split or another merge kind of thing, then you got 25, then you got 14. Now on the right hand side, or maybe after the merge you wanted to do something. So now 34, 37, here also you got. After this you must have taken the another list on the right hand side. So this one is nothing but your left hand side, this one is your what, this one is your right hand side. So left is here, right is here, and keep on adding, keep on doing everything. Now here you can see the case is what, the case is four elements are here, four elements are here. So I don't want to, I want to create something which is will fall into these two types. So I'm gonna create more kind of items here. So here I'm gonna write 8, then 17. Okay, and then I'm gonna write here what else, 45. Okay, then 756, this one. Okay, now again let me run this. Let's see what we are getting. Still we got exactly the same, or we got less. We got almost same. Why we are getting the same, you know that? Now I wanted to create a smaller element, all the smaller element I wanted to create here. Maybe I'm gonna write 10, maybe I'm gonna write 5, maybe I'm gonna write 9, maybe I'm gonna write 30. Like this. Okay, now here we got perfect example, which may be, you can say like the correct example. Now how many elements are present here? 3. Now guys, you can see here still we got something, I just wanted to remove 56 and 45, and then I wanted to remove 77 as well. Oops, my bad, something I missed out. Yep, now we got something which is pretty much fine. Something which is in the middle, and then 7, 17, 18, and then 57, 57. Yeah, now we got that. So here you can see like 7, 17, 8, and 57, 21, 46, 43. Now we have extra element which is nothing but the 43, or maybe you can say like 46. Now I haven't compared it, and I have just added into the list. So maybe you can compare with 7, 17, 8. Maybe 7 is being compared with 57, then it is still less than 7. Maybe that is coming up into the list. Then maybe 17 comes up with 57, it is less, then it is coming up. Now 8 is also less than with the 57, and it is coming up. Now rest is what, 21, 46, 147, that is placed into the rank. Okay, and then again again one more merges keep on going. Okay, I hope guys you got somewhat bigger picture on this. I don't know how many of you have followed or not, but that is how merge has to happen. So you just need to I don't know, means like whether you guys are keep on, suppose you wanted to know even the mid value of every time, then you just write here. I'm gonna write here mid value. Yep, now you can see here what is the mid value. Now first of all I got mid value in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means my mid value is 34. Okay, or maybe you can count with a 0, whatever. Okay, and every time I used to get my different midwell. Okay, guys, I hope somewhat you got better clarity on this. If you got better clarity, then quickly we can do, a small exercise, a small, very small exercise. How many of you are aware about what is Armstrong number? Anyone? Anyone? Guys, anyone can tell me what is Armstrong number? I'm not getting any responses from you all. I'm waiting for everybody to tell me what is Armstrong number, guys. Sum of the cube of the digit of the number. Wow. Who's that? Okay. Thank you so much, 516. Please explain that. You are absolutely right, but just tell me. Okay. Great. Great. Thank you so much. There is a roll number called as 516 who have clearly explained about this. So let me just point it out with you, everyone. The same thing. Thank you so much, 516, because it's a pretty much smartness, because you guys are good. Now, as he has mentioned, because I'm not gonna, he or she, I don't know, he has said sum of the cube of the digit of the number is nothing but your number, is nothing but is equal to number actually. So he has given one example which is nothing but 158, 153. Okay, so we will do that 153. Okay, there is another number which is nothing but 371, I guess, and you can do a calculation, you will get that. So here 3 into cube, basically you can say like so generally, guys, when you wanted to write cube, you have to write like this. Okay, so here also you can write cube, here also, because otherwise it would take it as a multiply. So just means make sure you don't make any mistake on this at least. So here I'm gonna write like this, I'm gonna write 1 as in like this. Okay, which is nothing but, if you will calculate, this is nothing but 3710 only. Now I wanted to check whether my given number is any Armstrong number or not. So I'm writing n, so I'm just giving 13, let's say, or maybe I'm just trying to write 153, let's say. My number is what? N53. Now what I try to do here is, let's say I have something called as some variable which is nothing but the basically x variable, where I'm trying to write something called as list. Here I'm gonna write int, then str, maybe because sometimes you will get this number, let's say. Now for the time being, I don't want to care about number or what, so I'm gonna take here, and basically now here I just wanted to do same exercise using what? Using anonymous function or maybe lambda function. So I'm gonna talk about here why is so let me write like I'm gonna map lambda with x, x and 3, because basically the cube is. Now here I'm gonna just pass my number, which is nothing but my n, or maybe I will write here directly n instead of writing x. Actually you have to write x, but still I just wanted to do like this. Now I need to compare this. So my sum, basically sum of what? Sum of this cube, basically y, has to have equal to what? My n. Okay. Now here, if this is the case, then I'm gonna print yes. Okay. Now same case, if I will write in else part something like in else part, I'm gonna write something which is nothing but basically you can write it as a that's it. So let me run this. Let me see whether I'm getting output or not. I'm getting error. Why I'm getting error? Because I'm trying to pass something here which I really don't need to. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to compare it, that is why I kept it like this. No, I'm just converting it to another list so that there would be no confusion at all. Okay, it is asking for again something which which is not expected. Maybe it is taking it as an string. So basically you have to write here str and then here you have to write n. That's it. I guess this should be okay. How many closing brackets should be there? Okay, one more, because that is for the list. Or maybe if still I persist something, then I will write here n, which is nothing but my variable. Here I am gonna write like this. I'm taking input directly from the user. So I'm gonna take right input and then enter number. List map int, and that's it. Yep. So here I'm gonna write something called as 13. Okay. I'm getting some error. Why? Because here I have used to an, which is nothing but oh so sad. Here I need to write x. Yep. So sad, guys. I was missing something here. So here I'm gonna write what I have given one example 153. Yes, this is Armstrong number. So guys, I was doing mistake. Nobody has pointed out here. Here I was written n instead of x. So that is why I was getting error. So now you can write here 1371. Let's say that is also Armstrong. Yep. Let me write something which is not Armstrong. So I'm gonna write here 13, not an Armstrong. So that is all. So thank you guys for for today's class. So let me just stop and stop sharing, because I guess I got somebody has pointed out like your class is over. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the participation. Thank you so much. We'll meet you tomorrow. Sorry, on Monday.